Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, good day. Welcome to another episode of Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? I want to thank everybody. It looks like we're going to hit 4,000 subscribers. And I really appreciate you guys liking, sharing, thumb upping the video. And I really appreciate it. And hey, let's just keep it going. Let's get to 5. Let's get to 10. All right. And while you're at it, go look at my platform. I am planning on running for a community leader or the community board here in my area. And look at what I believe in, my platform of running for office. And I'm just doing it for the sake of the community. Anyway, let me get off this. I want to get on this brother right here because he's at it again. At it again. Roland Martin decided to shoot a YouTube video live from his phone while driving somewhere. And this is what he had to say. Watch this. I'll try my best not to talk through it, but and just talk at the end because this video is 12 minutes long. I'm gonna do my best, but sometimes I might have to just chime in real quick. Okay, let's go.
So I'm live streaming on the phone, and so that's what I'm doing right now, talking to y'all. So I wanted to hop on real quick, just to share a few words about how it's been very interesting over the 3 days since Kamala Harris announced that she was going to run for president. I've been paying attention to the different people out here. It's been really, when you look at this response by some folk, you know, with her. Very interesting. This whole response to her running, and what we've done is we have returned back to this nonsensical debate over blackness.
All right, I'm gonna stop right here. Okay, make it quick. He's not interested in where the black community is going concerning Kamala Harris. He just thought all the black community is going to come at least hear her out, at least question her, at least support her. He didn't expect the black community just to come out and just say, heaven and hell to the no. Dude, her record is horrible, and we don't want to spread that throughout the United States. If she planned on doing what she did in San Francisco as DA, Attorney General, whatever, we definitely don't need her for that. My thing is, whoever run for president probably can make her maybe Attorney General of the land, but based on her record, hey, no way, Roland. But let me keep going.
And the reason that is stupid to me is because
it's stupid. He's saying it's stupid. He's saying it's stupid, and I can understand that if you're talking about just her blackness and not her record or not her platform. But if you're just talking about her blackness, she's not really black, or she got nappy hair, or she got good hair, or she don't even act like she black, or she don't even claim to be black, and she's not going to do anything for Black America. Look, to each his own. Roland, you can't do nothing about that. You just get upset. People have their various reasons why they're not going to support her, and if it's as dumb as her skin, then that's just people and their choice. Nothing you can do about it. You can't convince a person above their will because they're still of the same opinion. You're not going to be able to convince these people, Roland. But we got a lot of people saying, hey, her dad was half black, half white, half Jamaican. Black, Jamaican. You know, she's not African American. You can't say she don't have black in her because according to American standards, and you've checked the record in American history, if you have a certain amount of if you have a little bit of black, you're not counted as pure white race, white blood. They looked at you as a black person from the foundation. Even if the slave master raped your mom and had a baby from your mom and your black slave daddy had to take care of that baby was considered black. But I digress. This has nothing to do. He's right in that sense. It shouldn't be about your blackness It should still go back to platform, record, and things like that.
Because it really does speak to this notion of self-hate. So let me unpack that.
Please do.
So here you have a sister who is Jamaican and Indian descent. A sister who goes to Howard University.
Whoop-de-doo, don't mean nothing.
Played this district attorney in San Francisco, goes on to become California Attorney General, now is United States Senator. And then we have folks who are engaged in this whole silly back and forth of her blackness. You have these ignorant, stupid fools talking about she's...
All right. There you go, calling name calling. Ignorant, stupid fools.
She snatched her edges. I mean...
Now, if you're talking about stupid stuff like that, yeah, that I wouldn't call you stupid and ignorant, but those are stupid and ignorant thoughts. Okay, we can do a little better than that. You just got people like that rolling. That is dumb. That is idiotic. Who cares about her hair? I can care less. She looked like Sinead O'Connor. I don't care if she was a female, looked like Vin Diesel with a dress. I don't give a crap what you look like.
They are so dumb, it's beyond belief.
Stop calling people dumb, mother.
And so now you're going through all this back and forth. And the question then that you have to ask is, what exactly are these fools going to get out of this? See, so you have the folks who say, oh, hashtag DOS, descendants of slaves, and they start going on and on and on and on about, oh, she don't have a DOS agenda, and okay.
Hold on, Ron. Is there a problem with hashtag DOS, descendants of slave? Is there a problem with the descendants of slave who was promised from the federal government 40 acres and a mule? You know this. You're more better, smarter than me in the area of history and a whole bunch of areas. They never got that, yet landowners and people who had property are the ones that really amassing fortune right now. And when we did have land, we had it swindled away from us either through gentrification or through racism, people claiming that one person did something in our beautiful black belt towns where we supported one another and we had businesses and things like that, and one person get charged of a dumb crime which he was innocent, they have a reason to burn the whole town down. Descendants of slaves? Is there something wrong with hashtagging that? Because Kamala Harris, her lineage is not a descendant of slaves, from what I've known. Does that have to do anything about being president? Has nothing to do with about being president, because it still go back to your record and your platform. Your record, your history, your past, your present, and what you plan on doing in the future.
Okay, but here's the piece. Who is going to ask the question?
You, Martin.
So we got reconnected there, so sorry about that. So, to all these DOS folks, which one of y'all gonna actually get an interview with her to ask her those questions?
All right, Roland, you are a DOS person. You're a descendant of slaves, right? You have a huge platform. You've been on MSNBC, CNBC. You've been on all the platforms. Why pop a shot at little YouTubers like me? Because I don't have that. Sure, I probably can sneak an interview with Ocasio, but I wouldn't be able to get an interview with Ocasio right now. My platform is growing. Thank you, everybody, for 4,000. But I'm not at that point where I can get Ocasio's attention. Now, when she was running for office, yeah, sure, I could have got her on the show, but I was too busy working. She is my congressman, and so far, so good. But me trying to get in contact with her now, no. But if I get about 50,000, 100,000 in these primaries coming up, then by all means, I can get her attention. I'm never going to get Kamala Harris attention. Number one, she doesn't represent my state. She is running for president, but everybody else is buying for attention. You have the platform, Roland. You have Roland Unfiltered. You got over 200,000 subscribers. You're getting paid off that because of advertising, so you're making money. You don't have to work a job if you got supporters and you got the advertising dollars from YouTube and whatever platform you are. You good. You ask the questions. You don't need a big platform. You don't need to have a town hall. You can just do a little Skype call, answer questions from little YouTubers like me or from the audience of yours, and pick the top 10 most urgent questions through a polling. You can poll through YouTube and ask her those questions. So why are you asking us? You can let us ask the question through you to her if you want to do that. Are you ready for that, Roland? Can we use your platform to ask her a question? Because we ain't getting her on our platform. Maybe the Young Turks. But I'm a Black Independent channel too. And I'm not at that level you are.
Y'all see where I'm going? I just want y'all to understand there's a lot of people who talk lots of noise on social media, but they've done nothing to put themselves in a position to ask any of those questions. I love all the people who don't get it. When I was joking with Hillary Clinton in 2015 about the wobble, and it was a joke.
Dude, let me keep going.
But you notice how they all ignore the fact that I asked her black questions.
Yes, you did. I saw the town hall. You asked her black questions. Someone wasn't black enough. But you literally told her if you dance, if you don't learn how to do the wobble, you're going to use the black folk. You probably took it for a joke. She did not take it for a joke. So what she did was try to look like a wobble. And both of you, to me, gotta let you know, bruh, both didn't look good doing that. And to me, it's one of the dumbest dance in the world. And I don't care how beautiful and fine you are. If you Janet Jackson, you do it, you probably look sexy doing it. But you ain't no Janet Jackson, and she ain't either.
Beyond before they even happened. And the discussion took place at Claflin University, HBCU. So again, I want to ask all these people who are running their mouths. Okay, so let's walk through this. We asked Senator Kamala Harris the question. The 10 questions. See, it's real easy to criticize, but it's not as easy to get off your butt. All these folks who want to run their mouths on YouTube and on so attacking her without even asking the questions. Now tonight, somebody just posted she has no agenda. All right, so tell me this. How many folks have an agenda 3 days after they announce? And to my point, an agenda is developed. I've said that black folks are going to be asking of Kamala Harris questions that were not asked of Obama.
Obama never been a prosecutor, bruh. Obama never been district attorneys. Obama never had to really make a decision to, Obama never had to prosecute his own people in his neighborhood, I don't think. So he was a community organizer. Obama never been attorney general of a state. Obama never had to smooth it up with the, Obama didn't have to climb up the ladder, so to speak, with Willie Brown. And you know the story there. Now let me go back to this other question. about the agenda, bro. Anytime you run for office, you should have an agenda. You should have a platform. Yeah, she may have announced it, but the same platform she had to become a senator should be the same platform she had to become president. The same platform she had to run for senator should be the same one. Same one for attorney general should be the same one for president. One thing I like about Bernie Sanders, his agenda always been the same, never changes. He's always been fighting for the same thing for decades. He probably made a little minor adjustment here and there, but his platform, what he believed the American people should have, his vision of America, which he got from other people, that's his platform, and it haven't changed. So don't use that as an excuse. Her just announcing for president. What person you don't have an agenda after 3 days? Dog. She ran for attorney general of her state. She ran for Senate. Now she's running for president. Whatever platform she had, that should be the starting place. Now, judging from her first campaign speech in her hometown, she looked like she took a little bit of Obama, a whole lot of Bernie Sanders, and a little bit of Hillary Clinton, and her focus group told her to become all three of these people, become a hybrid, and you will win. And that ain't gonna happen, Doc.
But it's stupid to attack Senator Kamala Harris, and she's only announced for 3 days. Don't you think it's more important to ask?
He upset. He's made his choice. Yes, he said he's gonna ask. He's gonna be open and ask all the questions. But he's on this Kamala Harris bandwagon. Why? Because it's a woman of color having a shot to be a president. Back in the day, that would have been an awesome thing. That ain't awesome no more, bruh. We're at a turning point now. We're trying to save America with putting in platforms and putting in agendas and laws that's going to help lift America up. And just because you put a black woman in office doesn't mean that's going to happen. Would love for it to happen. It could happen. But based on what we've seen in her past, and some of the things she even done present, not so good.
The questions and then see how she responds. So all this childishness that some of these people are throwing out to me serves no purpose whatsoever. Because see, these same folks, okay, are they demanding an agenda of Elizabeth Warren? Are they demanding?
Yes. Yes. We're demanding that we see your platform. If you've seen any of my videos, much as I think Tulsi Gabbard is a beautiful woman with a beautiful spirit and a spirit of love, and she has a lot of things that I agree with her on, I need to see your platform. Same thing with Cory Booker. Hey, okay, you sold out to the pharmaceutical industry, and you left a lot of elderly people in a position where if they didn't get the that they could die because they can't afford the drugs. Man, there's a lot of things that count people out for president, man. Some of the dumb decisions that they made that could put people at risk. And if you run for office, you don't think we're not going to want to see their platform? Some people may give you another chance. All right, dude, you messed up. We're going to give you another chance. You running for president, well, I need to see what you're going to do. That's the whole point of passing out leaflets and flyers, because your agenda got to be on it. Yes, we're asking Senator Warren. Yeah, we asking for Bernie Sanders. Most people know what Bernie Sanders is all about because they haven't changed. Yeah, we asking that from Kirsten Gillibrand. We asking that from Castro, Beto O'Rourke, and all that. Well, most of us count those corporate con jobs out anyway because they ain't nothing but a bunch of kiss up to the donors, and they rather pick the donors over us. But you doggone right, they still want to see the platform.
Demanding an agenda of Julian Castro?
Yes.
Are they demanding of agenda of the guy who just jumped in, who was the mayor of Notre Dame?
Yeah, it don't care.
All of them should be asked all of these questions.
We are.
But the point that I'm making is idiotic to sit here and even go through this childish, oh, let me question your blackness after 3 days.
How is that childish? The question of blackness based on her policies. It's not based on her color, dude. Most people don't care nothing about blackness. You could be a white person with a great platform, and that platform can lift up the black community. It doesn't have to be a black agenda with the name Black Agenda on a piece of paper, stamp with a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King on it saying the new black agenda. It don't have to be that. It's policies that you put in place that can uplift the black agenda. $15 minimum wage across the board would do a lot for the black community. No cost education across the board would lift up the black community in intelligence and get better paying jobs. Come on. Affordable housing will lift up the black community, helping move around capital into small businesses and starting your own enterprise or becoming an entrepreneur. That can help black people. Cutting the taxes help black people. These simple things that goes out to all of America help black people too. Changing the justice system. All right, let me keep going.
Days. This is why a lot of, look, y'all got to be real careful of the people who you listen to and subscribe to. A lot of noise.
Like you.
But then when you look at their record, what have they done? How are they in?
You got cut off, right? Well, look, how about whether they got a record or not? Let me pause. How about, obviously, feel like God wasn't trying to get you to have this conversation because it's mute. So what? We don't have the record that you have because you are a highly educated journalist and you've been on mainstream TV. But this is new TV, dude. And the regular people is speaking. We don't have to have all these accolades like you have. Regular people are speaking now. And the regular people need to be heard. And regular people get a shot to let you know what's going on the ground too.
5 issues here. These are all critical questions that we should be asking. And looking at somebody's record, looking at their agenda and say, okay, how does that size up for me as a voter?
Exactly, I agree.
And see, I don't make the assumption that a black voter in California will think the same as the one in New York is the same as the one in Alabama.
I'm glad you don't.
I believe what we should be doing is examining all of the candidates. I'm not endorsing anybody. But what I am going to say is...
Hey, Roland, these people can come up with a platform and we can tell they're not going to do it because they are bona fide liars. They have turned their back. They've been flip-flopping on certain issues. There was 1 minute one way and the next minute the other way. A lot of people, some people like me personally, I'm not hearing Cory Booker, dude. I'm not going to hear Cory Booker out. He can have a great platform. You know what I'm going to think? I'm going to think he got that platform from Bernie Sanders since he's hanging around Bernie Sanders, co-opting, just like I believe Kamala Harris doing and every other Democratic is doing, trying to co-opt Bernie's message to get to try to win the election. But based on what they've done in the past, it could be all talk. 9 times 10 it is. When you deny the ability to get medical prescriptions at a lower rate for people who can't afford it, putting them in a position where they still got to make a choice between buying food, paying their rent, and getting the medication they need because the donut have been open again when it comes to insurance and whatnot, and those people risk their lives getting taken away because they can't get the medication. I'm questioning the person who's running for office. Do I want that person in office? No.
I'm going to wait to see what you put forth. And then I, as a journalist, am going to ask them, to seek an interview with them, and ask them a series of questions that I believe are relevant to our community.
Now, Roland, we're all not journalists. You have that ability. Okay, they can all come up with agendas, and all agendas can sound good. The question is, will you do it? Do you have a track record of doing it? Have you been fighting for these positions for decades? Or are you just getting in the fight for that? Or you just evolved in that? Because if there's somebody who's been fighting for that for a long time, I'm going with them versus a person who just decide to fight for that because they got aspirations to become president.
But what I want you to do is not fall for the okie doke of folks who
No, we're not falling for the okie doke politicians, bro.
are jumping out here, trying to pull question somebody's black card, because they really don't know what the hell they're talking about. They really have no idea. We're going to be asking those questions on Roland Martin Unfiltered. We are going to be doing it with all of the different candidates. My desire is to actually do a town hall at various HBCUs with all of is teaching, and not get caught up listening to racial demagogues who actually don't bring anything else to the table but mayhem. And so I don't even listen to those folks. I don't watch them.
But you want somebody listening to
subscribe
you.
to their tweets, all this sort of nonsense. Because to be perfectly honest, they have no track record in actually delivering into something they talk about. We need to have people who are willing to ask those questions, willing to challenge, willing to go to news conferences, willing to talk to the folks, not sit back and just yak. That really is where we have to be in 2019. And so I will hope that as all of these candidates, and see, what I'm doing is I'm waiting to see when everybody gets in. I think anybody who wants to run for president will have to be in the race by the end of February. Then we're gonna see then it's game on. Then it's game on. But I really, really hope that we have folks who are paying attention, looking at and vetting folks, and not getting caught up in childishness. That's really what I hope happens. I want to see what every candidate, not just Senator Kamala Harris, what is their agenda for HBCUs? I want to know. I want to know what's their agenda when it comes to education. I want to know. I want to know what's their agenda when it comes to driving more capital to black-owned businesses. I want to know. I want to know all of these different things. But you're not going to be able to get those things if you're not in a position to ask somebody those questions. And let me tell you something. The folks at CNN, at MSNBC, and Fox News, and the rest of these networks are not going to be asking these questions.
But you have the ability to go on those networks, and you have the ability to ask those questions by going on those networks, because you pretty much got a open key to go on those networks. Some of them you are a political commentator. You're probably collecting the check from some of these. When Megyn Kelly got in trouble, you were the one that went on MSNBC and did the talk with her. So you have that leverage. Little guy like me ain't got that leverage. I don't consider myself a little guy. I'm a big guy. But I don't have that leverage. But you, since you got that leverage, bro, can channel us in to ask those questions.
We got to have black-owned media who's asking these questions. Just let y'all know.
All right, so Roland, you said a lot. Call people stupid, ignorant. And it is if you're just talking about somebody's hair or you're talking about somebody's heritage. It doesn't matter whether you're 10% black or 1/4% all black or all white. It doesn't matter if you got platforms. Your platform and your policies that if you implement will lift up the black community, fine. And there's a lot of policies that's not labeled black community, not in a book called Black Community, how to lift up the black. You don't need a book saying the things you need to do to lift up the black community. All you need to do is know the policies, and these policies itself to lift up the black community. $15 minimum wage to lift up the black community. No cost education, higher education, college education will definitely lift up the black community. Green New Deal and providing all these jobs and the infrastructure bill and putting people back to work, especially people of color or veterans or whatever, that will help lift up the black community. Paying a person a livable wage will increase. On top of the $15 an hour nationally, could bring up, level the playing field when it comes to the black community. Helping black people own their own businesses will help up black community. But we're not just talking about black community, we're talking about Hispanic communities and other communities. It's all about the platforms. You see something about the rising tide, lift all boats. If we have that going on in policies, then you wouldn't need a black agenda per se, because the policies will lift up most of the basics in black agenda. Now, you're going to always need a black agenda because black people are still not at a position of a level playing field with regular majority of white people. And we love our white and brothers and sisters, but we're still fighting for equal rights in a lot of areas. And that goes for other points of community. Now, on the last but not least, Roland, all right, you can't look down on us little YouTubers, guys, because this is all we got. You've been in journalism for a while, bro. And like you said on one video, hey, I know black agenda because I work for this company and I ran this black newspaper. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. Right now, we need people. Your newspaper ain't gonna lift up the black community and make us aware about the needs that are going on in the black community, but it's not gonna lift up the black community. Only policies pushed through legislation, through political movements, can help change that. Now, I'm almost done. Last but not least, we don't have your platform, Doc. You can go on all these channels. You've been on all these channels. You're getting paid for a few probably as a commentator. And you have a overnight success on your YouTube channel with Roland Martin Unfiltered. Over 200,000. Bro, I'm at 4. And to me, that's a lot. And I thank God for it. You're at 200,000, Doc. So you got a platform. You have the ability to go to Kamala Harris and say, Kamala Harris, I would like to have you on my show. And I got some people, some fellow YouTubers, some people from the hood, people from the street, and they want to ask you questions about what you're going to do and specifically in their community. And they're going to ask you some questions of what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing now, and what you're doing in the future. I want to have you on, and I'm going to have them on. Would you please come on? You have the platform. You don't need to go to no college, no university, unless you just want to have it on video where people go back and watch. You don't need all that, Doc. You can do a town hall right here online. You know, love to at least have one question that asks. And believe me, I'm learning how to be more tougher in my questioning and following up on the question that asks. So it ain't going to be just any question. I need to know what's going on with the Steve Mnuchin. Had you put him in jail, he wouldn't be in Treasury Secretary right now, rolling back crap to hurt the black community. You did that, Kamala Harris, because you did not prosecute him. And that's just one thing. What about the body cameras? You push back against that? Brothers out there getting killed? Brothers going out there getting paid pennies on the dollars to go out there and fight fire? Why don't you pay them regular pay? Give them a huge pay since they put their life at risk and give it to their families if you're not going to give it to. I can go on. Let me stop. So, Roland, there's a lot. I admire you, brother, but it's obviously becoming to look like that even though you say you're going to do these things, that you are all for Kamala Harris and you're going to push her to the T. I'm going to know by how many videos that you put out to try to make her look good. I'm going to notice by the panel and how many of them say good things and how many don't really cut to the chase and ask the real hard questions. And I'm going to see what you're going to do when you finally have that interview. Are you going to hit the real hard question? Now, we don't need you trying to get her to dance to Tupac to try to show herself relevant. And we don't need that. We don't want that. Take that and stick it somewhere. We don't need that. It's time to get serious. And what's the use of putting you in office when you just going to be the black version of President Trump? Now, I know that sounds hard, but when it comes to our law enforcement issues, baby, She more hawkish than Trump. And that's just the bottom line. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'm done. Peace.